Hello. Um, this is my review on Thor the game. The gameplay's a little repetitive, like Spider-Man 2, so it's not really bad. It's just generic. But you know, a superhero game shouldn't be generic. They should be go the distance and do the opposite. It's because that's what I want. Sounds silly. So. When I say go distance, I mean go beyond the boundaries of awesomeness. And, you know, it didn't win on the boundaries of averageness. Because this game's a 5 out of 10, and I know a lot of people say, oh, this game's awful. No. It's not bad enough to be, look, I don't care what they say. And by that, I do care what they say because they are wrong. Because if it's not their favorite game, fine. But it's not my favorite game. But I played it. It wasn't. The controls work fine. And the voice acting's fine. The only one that seems to reprise this role is low key. The only one that sounds like right is the one that sounds like they reprised that role that they played in the movie was Loki. Thor, it doesn't sound like Chris Hemsworth. It sounds more like the Thor from Avengers Assemble and Avengers Are Mightiest. Here it sounds more like that guy. But it doesn't sound like Chris Hemsworth at all. I mean, it doesn't. It's not bad Thor at all. But it's not Chris Hemsworth's version of Thor. It doesn't sound anything like Chris Hemsworth's version of Thor. It sounds like Thor, but it's not Chris Hemsworth's version of Thor. So the gameplay's a little generic. Well, I want to say the gameplay's generic because the fighting mechanics are different, though they get repetitive and boring after you're playing. After probably that reason is because you play mostly only the Bifrost giants and no one else other than the Bifrost giants. And there are several levels that pretty much all the levels are designed the same. From what I didn't notice any difference. I forgot. Oh right, I forgot that I was on a different level and stuff often. But I was kept on playing it because it was the closest at the time to feel like the God of Thunder. So therefore I accepted it. Probably shouldn't have like other people. But then again, other people shouldn't have accepted Spider-Man 2, the video game, even though it's not a bad game, it's just a generic game. Probably because at the time, same reason why I thought Thor, accepted Thor, because same reason why people accepted Spider-Man 2 the game, because it was the closest they could get to feeling like the character at the time. And it was the best Thor game for a console anyway. I can't say the same thing for the DS version because but I heard good things about it. Actually, lots of positive things that doesn't feel repetitive, but I can't say that it does or does not because I haven't played it. But yeah, once again, Thor is very likable, and I like how you spend more time in Asgard than you did in the movie. And I really kind of sucks that I feel like they kept the Bifrost to eliminate imaginations when they used the Bifrost. They used to eliminate imagination. Because you can't go to Earth to fight. You can only go, which is one of the 9 realms. Because I wish I was like, okay, I'm glad they kind of not loosely follow the movie. I'm glad they did because the movie would just make a really lousy game. Sorry for those who are a fan of the movie. I'm a fan of the movie also. A big fan of the movie, the first Thor movie. I thought it was awesome. I gave it a 9 out of 10, I think, or a 5 out of 10. Part of the reason is because of the Dutch angles they used. That's what this is, making the camera sideways. It was just took me a lot out of the movie, so it got distracting. So that's why I didn't got that's why I didn't got it 10 out of 10 at all. But if you got just the Dutch angles and just shot like a regular film, it would have easily got a 10 out of 10 from me, because I really cried when Thor died and he admitted that he was wrong how he treated his brother. And yeah, Loki, let's talk about Loki in this game. Loki's awesome, but he's not really a villain for more than half of the game. I don't know if he becomes a villain at the end of the game. Like at the end of the movie he became a villain. Because I haven't beat this game. So yeah, this sort of moves. When I say this loosely follows the movie, I mean that quite literally in every way it follows, other than, you know, it has Thor in it. It doesn't have anything to do with the sort of movie at all, so I can't help but feel like if this movie wasn't based off the Thor movie, but just based off his own content, like they kind of went that way. But if they actually open up to say doesn't really have anything to do with the movie, just based on his own continuity and stuff, and has his own rules and applies to his own rules and logic, then I feel like this would have gone more slack than just getting hated on, because I don't know. I guess it's just easier to hate on stuff when it's not that great. I don't know, I guess even when it's not even close to being bad. Because I will say I did have fun playing as Thor, but not enough fun, because they don't give you really a variety of enemies that you they just give you the Bifrost giants. And the same goes for the pretty much almost every bad guy you fight in this. The big boss fight is basically a giant Bifrost giant, instead of, you know, having the Destroyer, which is what that robot thing is in the first Thor movie, or, you know, using other villains from Thor's villains from comic book lore, and give you that's most people's biggest problem, that the lack of variety of stage and villains. And I think if you just gave it would have been it probably would have been a pretty kick-ass game. Probably would have been awesome, or definitely above average, or definitely slightly above average, or maybe even be awesome. But I don't know, because that's not the game we got. We got this generic game, and it's not. I don't know. It's just that. Thor doesn't. My other problem is this: Thor doesn't fight how I always imagined how he could fight when it came out in 2011. Like, I seen him fight in comics a lot, and he's quite literally like most have. Like, in Thor the movie and the first two Thor movies suffers from that problem. Thor doesn't fight like I imagined he did, like he did in all of the Avengers film or Ragnarok until Ragnarok. When he made his fight in Ragnarok, he actually imagined, okay, that's how I imagined Thor fighting, and just like I imagined him fighting like that in all of the Avengers films. They captured my imagination of how that would look seeing Thor fight in live adaptation in all of the Avengers film and Ragnarok, and I'm really glad they're making a fourth Thor movie, because I just want to see that capture. I would like to see that the fourth Thor movie capture that my imagination of Thor fighting technique. And this game is kind of a real letdown, because other than him, when he throws the hammer, he throws it kind of stiff. He doesn't throw like it's butter or not, like it's nothing. He throws it like almost like it's a weight or something. That's the thing. Part of being Thor is you're supposed to be able to throw the hammer very smooth and easily and fast, because you're Thor, the god of thunder. And this is and one of the the most strange part about the game is the title, Thor, God of Thunder. When there's nothing, he doesn't do a whole lot of thundering, and he doesn't really use his thunder moves that often to get power, so it should have just been called Thor. And instead of them just being creative title and outright giving an underwhelming product, and sort of like the movie, how the movie just titled Thor and didn't really got creative with the title until the sequel, part because he knew that if the audience knew that Thor was going to be on the majority of time and Earth's realm without his powers, people wouldn't probably want to see it. And that's because why this. My guess is why the film did well, and also this movie video game didn't do well, is because it was badly marketed. Because it wasn't bad marketed, but just that they didn't really market it that often. Even though the trailer kicked ass more than the game does, and I remember the trailer for the Thor movie marking it all the time and cutting out lots of the Earth stuff. And for the that we witnessed in the movie, then that's probably why you did it, because the trailer kind of lied to you. And for the Thor movie, and well, this movie, the trailer for this doesn't really lie to this. Straight lies to it, just exaggerates the truth and make it look more awesome than it really is. And probably wasn't the best idea, Macron Strikes, because once people start playing it, then internet people start making reviews on it, and it's giving them the cold hard truth. So, I'm basically saying I have no idea why this got hated on, because it's not a bad game, but it's not a great game. Like, I really want to, I mean, I felt more like Thor than I ever did with Batman and any of the Arkham games, so felt more like the character. I'm more attached to the character than I ever did with any Batman games ever made, except for the Telltale ones. So, I mean, I think that's an accomplishment. So, yeah, I gave this a 5 out of 10. I did now, and I did before. Okay.